before we even get started with this here review, I'm actually going to say that you guys got to stick around for the end of the video for something I thought I would never do for a production. This review is actually something that I feel like needs to have something special. Before that though, let's get into the opening introduction and then just get on with this bad boy.
I know that this is my destiny. I was at my lowest, he saw the best of me. All of my doubts are the rest in peace. Buried them deep in the leg, I can work with the rest of me. Yes, I am blessed, never stress, disconnect from all my demons. They can never get the best of me. Truly blessed to be a...
Hello everyone and welcome back to Nomadic Reviews. The one review show where it's kind of half scripted, half not scripted. Where we look into the good, the bad, the so-so, and all sorts of things in the media that touches the very nerve of the entertainment sphere. I am your host, V, and today we are going over something I thought I would never touch, the 500-foot pole. We're going to look into a fan creation from everyone's favorite creation from Joe Ruby and Ken Spears, Scooby-Doo.
Jeepers! Jinky!
Now, before any of you guys start having that whole mysticism about, oh, we're going to have one of those videos where people go down an entire list of many different fan creations as well as the memes and blah, 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 blah. No, if you want that, go check out the boy, Billiam, everyone's favorite hipster tuber. Although I swear to God, Billiam, one day I will cover a property you haven't touched yet. I'm on to you, smug bag. But anyway, the topic that we're actually going to be talking about is Mystery Incorporated. Apparently, in creations ever since 2018-2019, it is an original production made by fans of the series, crowdfunded the first time, and then released to the public just a few weeks ago, crowning in it almost 3 million views.
Oh my God!
That is so crazy. Usually those kind of numbers come from Kim Kardashian sleeping with Pete Davidson. But never for something this beautiful, baby. Now, of course, I could do jokes all day about how wacky and crazy this is, but let's actually first get into the nitty-gritty first with setup and plot, and then go into a few small stuff. So, let's go into our segue.
Dance to death.
So, normally for a property, as you guys know on Nomadic Reviews, or on my more serious review shows, or on my not-so-serious ones, I give you guys the setup about how stuff kind of goes into play about creation, how they got stuff for inspiration, but this is more of a fan creation that seems more like it was greenlit by a known studio, which is probably one of the most shocking things you can do in entertainment. You don't often see people that go the extra mile to then just go from, we're gonna film this by our own neighborhood, to be like, we're gonna rent out a school, we're gonna rent out some houses that either we own or some friends of ours own, and go into a whole big spree about we're gonna make it feel like a living, breathing city. We're gonna make it seem like we're going through guerrilla film sets. We have an open basement floor already set for promotional use. We already have several homes we can go into with very lavish, extravagant extremities and properties all over the place. We have vehicles set up. We have all this, that, and the third thing, all lined up for probably the most convincing productions I've ever seen from stuff that isn't from YouTube Red, or wasn't bought out by Netflix. Cobra Kai. So it's a little bit of a whole spicing appeal of, it feels like it was made by fans for fans, which is honestly rare to do nowadays.
This doesn't seem fair.
So we're gonna move on, of course, into plot, where honestly the plot you could maybe argue would be sort of like if Riverdale was more Scooby-Doo, if you wanted to be those kinds of critics. But in honesty, this feels like, in the vein of it being a fan creation, like 13 Ghosts mixed with Mystery Incorporated and What's New Scooby-Doo in a nice Scooby sandwich sort of thing. It has a lighthearted, jovial effect in certain aspects that feels corny, cheesy, and like its source material, but honestly embracing the dark, the macabre, the sinister, the surreal, the supernatural edges that just sort of sink their own teeth into your very veins.
And make it seem like you're so engrossed into the very gnawing nature of this whole production.
While also having a nice little elements of teen drama aspects that you don't often see. People going through generational guilt and trauma, other people dealing with, of course, weird deaths that just kind of come up, certain people falling into small habits because they want to avoid the trappings of a family unit affair, so forth and so on, where it just kind of unravels itself as Fred being the main character is the most shocking bit of this pilot episode.
What the hell you say?
I know, it's very shocking for Scooby-Doo to just go from Shaggy and Scooby are the focal points of this property to we have Fred. The one people kind of forget about except for the ascot. The fact that he probably boned both Daphne and Velma. And the fact that he has no catchphrase except for the meme ones. That is our focal character where his parents are dead. Demons exist. He opened up a tomb where the 13 pillars, aka the 13 ghosts, are inhabiting all of Coolsville, where we get classic villains from the original era of Scooby-Doo, like the Black Knight and Miner 49er. And who knows, maybe we're gonna get that weird witch doctor that comes back again, or the astronaut, or maybe we're gonna get some characters from the movies like the Cyber Chase Demon, or probably Bigfoot, or maybe the Chupacabra from when they went to Mexico that one time. God, Scooby-Doo is weird. And so forth and so on as like the big overarching plot as the main focal point. But right now, from just the pilot, we just know we only have Fred and, of course, Velma. They're kind of sharing the burden because they both have our parents died syndrome. Now, where are Daphne? Where are Shaggy? And also, where's Scooby? Well, Shaggy still has Scooby, so, you know, they're still gonna be together, but, Shaggy is apparently running a nightclub and used to deal drugs.
I'm sorry, guys. It's not my game anymore.
Honestly, not that far-fetched.
That was for real the last time. I'm done with this shit.
And Daphne is popular.
Well done, ladies. I couldn't have hung them better myself.
Again, not that far-fetched. So they're not part of the mystery gang yet. It's just they're sowing the seeds to where they're gonna eventually have them be brought in for their own reasons. Like, it seems like Daphne's gonna be drawn into Fred by unknown romantic attraction that kind of toes into their whole canonic nature. And maybe Shaggy's just so freaked out and scared because of what we saw in the post-credits with the Hex Girls that he's just want to team up with the Scooby-Doo gang before Scooby-Doo's even a thing. And Scooby's present because he's not a talking dog.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I know, a whole entire show where the supernatural stuff is real and there's no talking dog. Where is the humanity? Where is the sense? Where are the Scooby Snap? Oh wait, there they are.
You so fucking precious when you smile.
So, what can I even say about the writing? Normally I would talk about casting, but I don't think we have the full cast yet. So when we get to that point, I'll talk about the entire casting, as well as everyone's favorite cover boy of Chris Villain.
Christian DeVille, Christian DeVille. You Scooby-Doo, we're gonna follow you. We're gonna solve that mystery. You could still be with the wizard.
But until that time comes, the writing for this is honestly its biggest strength, but also kind of its weakness. Allow me to explain. This is not only a labor of love, but probably one of the best original productions we have seen on YouTube since Markiplier's big thing about Mark in space. But at the same time, for that vein is where the weakness lies. The strengths that are being listed are, of course, the way they're paying a lot of homage, the cameo bases that they have littered without, how they have the characterizations automatically in place enough to be rapid fire with everything that you need, just like this is who, that is who, that is who. You know off the bat who you're going to be rooting for, who you're going to be against, and from there you can organically kind of just be with who you want to be throughout the entire viewing experience. But the biggest weakness, of course, is that the material that they're using is probably the most overused, to where even though this is very compelling and interesting and oftenly nuanced, we sadly already have had this twice. Once on TV and another through pages. And by that I mean when they had the Scooby Gang in the middle of a zombie apocalypse comic book series. Yes, that was a thing. Seriously. This is some shit I wish I was making up. This is an actual fucking thing. I hope you're enjoying this. I had to do extensive research while my partner is just relaxing on the couch, just laughing at me while I review this. Hi, honey. So, automatically, I wish I could say this is a lot of original material that is gonna go the distance of being the most original Scooby property in the Scooby-verse, if not just its own original verse entirely. It's just, as it stands with how a lot of material kind of touches on what if the Scooby Gang was the same but darker. If it was released earlier, I'd say this was the pinnacle of a tone shift and probably one of the best examples. But from just the pilot alone that we've received, if we don't really get a lot after this, which would be a fucking shame, this will just go down as like, okay, we're getting a brand new change up, and then what? So it's kind of like, if this doesn't continue, which if you guys have seen the stretch goal for its Indiegogo, like, my god, this would be in danger. But once we get more episodes, maybe when we do the full review for the entire season, it'll be a whole nother case entirely. We're just gonna have to wait and see for what's gonna happen next. But until then...
Ain't it fun living in the real world?
So let's get into this whole rating right proper. So, writing, directing, casting, lighting, camera work, all that good shit. What would I be rating this thing right now on my usual rating scale from just the pilot alone? Right now, after watching this beautiful pilot at least 4 times, maybe 5, I don't know, don't judge me. I think right now, from how it starts off, I would give this a solid, I would say, 9.7 out of 13. It has promise, it has potential, but like all pilots, it has a lot to polish out. Whether it comes into visual effects, how they utilize stuff with sound effects, how they do stuff with just small characterizations going forward, or how they work certain stuff in the camera frames and set pieces, or just how they get certain locations for the filming. It all just kind of needs to be polished out a little bit more, because all of us creatives need to learn and grow. It's not a bad thing to know. Other than that, I will be awarding this entire pilot 3.5 out of 5 stars. Not a bad thing, just again, this needs to be more polished, but that's everything involving fiction. We all need to grow. We're not all above anything of the set rule of the engagement of production. We all need to grow and learn. Nothing is perfect. Anywho, other than that, I'll be awarding this entire pilot, I'm gonna give you a B+ because I want you to become a lot better. I have a lot of faith in you. The fact that you guys got 2.2 million views, that don't come cheap. I'm not ashamed of this. But if you make one bad episode, you make one thing that's one toe out of line, you do one small thing, I'm gonna start. And last but not least, from all the stuff involving the numeric as well as the alphabetic awards, I'm going to be awarding you guys the Shadow Chalice, which is what I award for stuff that has a lot going for it, and I really am pushing for it, all jokes aside. But I want you guys to become better than just the best. I want you to become a gold standard. And that is a lot, because everyone knows I am a huge cynic these days. Hollywood's run out of a lot of ideas. And I just really want better material out there. I just want the market to flourish and become grand, okay? Is that too much to ask? I don't think that's too much to ask. Just help me help you. And guys, I would love to say that is it, but I'm actually going to do something I never thought I would do ever again. And that's go an extra mile for something I'm gonna review. At this moment in time, Mystery Incorporated, the cast and crew and whatnot, like I said earlier in this review, have an Indiegogo going right now. And they reached one of their stretch goals, but here's the thing, guys. I want them to hit all of their goals. Their biggest stretch goal is that if they reach $1 million USD, not Canadian, not South American, not whatever the hell it is that people want to say is a bootleg dollar in other countries, 1 million USD. They will be releasing the entire first season in its entirety with all of the trimmings, all of the everything. If this goes well, this could be picked up by a lot of different networks to where it could open up a lot of doors for young creatives or creatives that are starving for more attention. And I am pushing for you guys to go into my description below and in the not the credits, my god, so many things I've been doing lately. In the comment section below, I will be pinning my own comment about an Indiegogo that they are running, because I want them to reach their biggest part of their stretch goal. I have never wanted to push something this much, and for all intents and purposes, all of my jokes previously aside, I really want this team to go far. They could go as far as the team from Cobra Kai, taking a small concept about what would happen if we took the bully character from the first movie and then elevate it to another standard, but then go an even bigger distance. We could have them on a level that beats out so many people that just thought only animation tubers could do well, only the YouTube Red people could do well. This is something that we could do as fellow creatives and supporters to do the extra mile that none of us thought possible. Where I'm going to go a step forward. If everyone can at least get them to a little bit closer to the edge of their goal, if they're just $100 short, I will be the person to give them the last $100. I shit you not. I will do that on my own honor as a creative, because I want them to go far. If we can do this together, I feel like this can go far. If not, I'm gonna be disappointed. But with that, I feel like that is the end of my Nomadic Reviews for Mystery Incorporated for now. Obviously, if you guys want a full release, you gotta wait till the first season is done. That's either gonna be on this show or on Marauders Reviews, where I'm actually gonna be switching up my listing to do Rock and Rule on that show instead of Watership Down, mostly because I don't need more therapy. But my next review on this show, how do you guys feel about Gods Going to High School? You didn't want that? Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Guess it's still coming anyway.
Boy, you crazy!